The hammock was great. The bugs biting my back and my rear end was less than desirable.
I slept so good. I love this hammock thing.
A little shaky.
And then Steve McCully, bless his heart, he has a frightening, frightening snore. It's a death rattle, we call it.
I heard like 6 or 7 snores.
Well, inside. It was melodious.
Yeah.
In 1956, 5 American men were killed by a remote Indian tribe in Ecuador. Almost 50 years later, their families journey to the Amazon rainforest to visit the tribe, the Waodani.
Anna is going to take us out to the garden. This is Jungle Woman Extraordinary. One of my tough woman.
It smells
They built
good.
a beautiful bathroom for us.
They still use that old dumpster.
It's the most beautiful outhouse I have ever gone in. Check out the door. Watch her go in. Isn't that great?
Then we're going to go swimming, always after gardening, swimming. And then we're going to collapse in hammocks. That's also something that happens after gardening. And then tomorrow, this is to build up our stamina so that tomorrow we can go pull a little canoe out of the jungle, about 40 feet long, about 3,500 pounds.
Yes, I know. Hey, do it with somebody else first.
Yeah. Yeah. That's it. Yeah. Wait. Oh, yeah.
It's just kind of funny, you know, you think that there'd be a little barrier there, nobody speaks the same language, but boy, you get these kids together and they're just, you know, everybody's playing and having fun, and, you know, even the old folks, you might not understand a word they're saying, but all you gotta do is look at them, smile, and hug them. You know, you can just tell what neat people they are.
Should hit him. Yeah.
Ow! Oh! Oh! She got 2 hands.
Quick language lesson. Do.
Can.
Eat.
Can.
No. This is Kimo. Boto imo hormonina. Babe. He said, Dayuma's mother named me Babe when I was little like this. But Babe is not my name. My name is Babe. Babe means lie. Babe, if you nasalize the then it's my name. It means wild. Babe. I have no idea why they call me that. I think the deal here is that if we let God write the story, we don't have to worry about the tough chapters that come in between. And they do come in between. Amen? Yeah. Preach me? They do come. The tough chapters come. It's absolutely as sure as birth and death. But if we let God write the story, the important thing isn't the chapters in between. It's the last chapter that can reconcile all the other chapters and make them come out good. And can you imagine sweet Dewey being the kind of guy that he was, or grandfather Minkai? Or there's a man right here in this group who just a few months ago went and helped kill 23 people, just massacred them for no reason. And he's a God follower. He just got off the path a little bit, got off the path a little bit more, and people started putting pressure on him and more pressure, and pretty soon they said, okay, you're either coming with us, or if any of us get killed going to kill these people, and you don't come with us, when we come back, we're going to kill your family. Like Minkai says when we were going around with Stephen Curtis Chapman, one night he said he would say a phrase and then I would translate it. One night he said, God doesn't see it well that we should walk his trail. So I translated it and I thought, oh Minkai, how are you going to make this one good theology? And when he came back he said, alone. Doesn't God love all of his children? He said, so God doesn't see it well that we should be walking his trail alone. He wants us to invite all the other people as we're going. And he said, sometimes when I invite people, they look at this new trail and they're afraid to walk this trail. He says, then I just say to them, you come and follow me. Me following God's Son who marked the trail, and you following me, together we'll go to God's place. He said, some people start walking the trail and then they turn like this and they go off and start making their own trail. He said, no, once we start on this trail, we need to just walk this trail, because if we go off and make our own trail, he said, then when you realize, uh-oh, wrong trail, then you have to turn around and walk all the way back to the trail and start over again. He said, I say, let's just stay right on that good trail once we start walking it. That's pretty good theology. Had me scared a few times.
We're gonna go hike out into the jungle and make a garden.
I always like to plant a little arugula and some tomatoes and mint just on the side.
We need to clear a field like the one behind me.
You get one of those rototillers.
Clear all the brush and trees, and then the Warani are gonna go plant some
Manioc.
The roots become the manioc.
manioc and little bananas or something. So.
What do you dislike the most? Snakes, spiders, vampire bats?
Manioc. Slimy, stringy, potato-like material. I detest manioc.
Ellie McCully, please, let's go.
I'm waiting for my husband, but I'm going.
Don't.
I need some more.
Steve McCully will be in gear when he comes.
Okay.
Steve McCully, can you please come control your wife? Can you please come so she has something to control?
Yes.
Okay. Those guys were making fun of you snoring last night, but I thought it was kind of cute, Steve. Did you guys get eaten up last night? Of course, you wouldn't know until this morning. Do you have bites on you?
Plant me some manioc, woman. Make me some supper as well. and a pie.
Go hunt me a monkey.
Oh.
Okay, more people. Women to work and men to take pictures and observe.
We are getting in this canoe again.
Okay, guys. Now, we're got to come by trail, all the way by trail. We want most of the work done when we get there, please.
We are headed over here to plant some manioc root and see what that's like. So that ought to be a lot of fun. We're taking the trail through the jungle. Apparently there weren't quite enough spaces for everybody in the canoe, so some of them got in the canoe and went downriver here.
Whoa, 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 whoa. We are not walking across that, are we?
Hey, Jimmy. Jimmy, put your hands around like this, see if you feel any fish. That's prime piranha territory. Hey, don't sit on the big log. Could be anaconda. Poke it first. Make sure it doesn't move.
It's heavy. I bet they must have very strong necks.
While going through the jungle, I put my hand on a tree, as most people might do, just to kind of get through to the next spot. And it was a tree with spikes. I'm just hoping that in a few hours I'm fine, because there are things out here that when you get pricked, you can get sick and be in a hospital for a week or more. Or die. I don't want to die.
And you just watch with amazement as we men begin to clear the garden for you. We just clear a big area.
El más chistoso es lo que hacer para hacer así. Ellos hacen así y los hombres cuando quieren cortar así comienzan a hacer así. Porque eso me encanta reír. Es más chistoso lo que me parece.
Oh, jeez, man, that's my toe.
Oh, watch out for the cameraman.
I declare Jonathan as the jungle master right now.
I used to do it professionally, so it's not really fair. Land surveying in New England. Little machete.
This is Kimo's axe. He's 75 and he always carries a big axe. Swings it better than anybody I've ever seen. When you start using the axe to take a few chops, you can tear the skin off of your calluses right here. So if you just spit on your hands a little bit first, that'll save it.
Enseñar porque ellos no lo saben cómo nosotros vivimos adentro en la selva y poder enseñar así es, hacer trabajar, sembrar la yuca, hacer huecos y sembrar el plátano. Ellos no lo saben porque espero que ellos salgan aprendiendo algo de lo que nosotros estamos enseñando.
Might want to stand back a bit.
What do you think, Evan? I saw you swinging at the tree. Did it make you feel like a man?
Out of everyone that's done it so far, I have by far been the most pathetic.
Really?
I fell down.
Nothing like a man with an axe.
When a tree starts to go, it's almost always tied to other trees by vines, and I'm not kidding you. One tree goes and it'll pull another one, snap it in two. That's a good way to get hurt.
We're planting manioc. Yep. So you just put the sticks into the ground and then they grow.
Primero hay que cortar y después viendo esta hay que sembrar dentro. Si que siembras por acá no nace, no carga.
We planted a whole bunch of manioc roots wrong because we didn't know to put the growth out
part, that little thing, or that one.
You always plant it in like this. This you always want pointing out.
Well, I should say Ellie didn't know. She was the planter.
I didn't know.
But underneath is a little eye. See that little knob right there? See there?
So it's not even that the eye is the one closer to the top.
That's the little bud.
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 That's exactly, yeah.
It doesn't tell you anything?
Chocolate. Give me your hand. Don't get too close.
Holy mackerel.
It's important to know what bites and what doesn't bite.
They don't bite?
No. But if you have any artificial limbs and they're wood, you're in trouble.
Put your hand in.
Oh, that's the worst feeling ever.
You gotta wait till they're going in your nose. That's the test.
Are you timing me?
Okay, go.
Oh. It's like having feathers dragged across your hands. But really gross, nasty, alive feathers. Hands like numb, like it's falling asleep. And it's tingling.
That's the poison starting to take effect. We want to take a picture. Okay, come and stand right here. Okay.
And put your hand back.
And here, just put your hand up here and kind of lean against that and act natural.
Oh, that looks so good. Hold on a second.
That does look good.
Yeah, hold it there. You gonna get your camera out too?
Don't freak out, please.
Okay,
just don't freak out.
Okay, get it in focus. Focus.
Okay, it's focused.
Focus. Here, wait,
We're gonna get this thing out.
Nope. I told you not to freak out.
That's too much.
Okay, sweetie.
They're not the mean type.
Abby, why didn't you do anything until you had about 1,000 on you?
Hey,
That's my daughter.
That's your daughter.
Is she brave or what? She gets it from me.
She's a brave girl.
Okay. I don't think so. Oh, here. Look at my hand. Marky, you do realize those are bugs, right, Marky? Yeah. See them just great. But why do we want them on us? Nah! I don't want them on me. Yeah.
That was fun, Sandy.
Why would you put them on you?
Omana is saying you take this and you put a big hunk in the fire, and it starts to smolder, and then as you're walking along the trail, you just carry it and swing it, and that way when you get to the other end, you don't have to make fire. Stuff just goes incredibly fast. In fact, those banana plants that we planted, if you come back and look tomorrow, it will have grown about that much. It starts pushing up out of the center. You can almost watch it grow. The Amazon jungle today is almost as big as continental United States. Okay. Awa, que maniba. I don't know if that one's got, well, most of them have some water in it. Jimmy, you want to cut that tree?
Me?
Yeah.
No.
Okay, who wants to cut the tree?
Yeah.
No, Morgan. Okay, it just all of a sudden, boom, hit and hurt. If your whole hand swells up, then it was one of those big conga ants. How much does it hurt?
A lot, actually.
Were you touching something when
I
it
was
bit?
holding on to the. Oh, that hurts. I was holding on to the stick.
Okay, is it right there?
Yeah.
Where's the pain up to right now?
Well, now it's kind of like coming down into here. So.
Is it really?
That's his son. His son's on the other side.
What are you doing? What are you doing? What are you doing?
I'm just looking to see if there's a mani or minkai. I think it was a little conga ant. Watch it. Let me know if it starts swelling around here. See, there's that ant like that one right there.
Probably.
The good news is it's not fatal. Koba!
We found these vines to swing on. So we were swinging back and forth on these vines. We noticed that as we were swinging, the vine would get a little wet. And we tasted it. It tastes like really pure water. It doesn't have any kind of taste to it. Oh, I gotta have one. It's flowing.
This is the bark from that tree over there. He takes the bark off, he scrapes the outer bark off the bark, and then he's going to make a dart holder out of that. And then they take a piece of a gourd, and with wasp wax, they seal it. What we got here, guys? Termites for the people sleeping outside. You take a big hunk of that and put it on a little fire for these people sleeping outside here. And it'll make smoke, and as the smoke drifts through the camp, it'll drive the mosquitoes and biting insects away. Ooh.
Oh, is this our main meal today?
Lentils, rice, fried bananas, and fried...
Katie, did you taste this? You did already.
It's really fun bringing people down here because most of them have no idea what they're going to expect, and to see them interact and to see the love between them and the Waodani, to see them show the Waodani things and see the Waodani show them things, and to see them realize, to see them come to the realization that, you know, the Waodani aren't ignorant. They have technology. It's a different type of technology. They know how to swing an axe. The old ladies can swing an axe better than most of the men that come to visit. That's really fun to see, because so many times when we think of the indigenous people, when we think of people in third world countries living beyond roads, living out in the middle of nowhere. We think of these people who are primitive, they don't know anything, they can't do anything, and anything that we can do to help them will benefit them. Any knowledge that we can impart to them will make their lives better. But it's not necessarily that way.
The toughness of them, I think, also has just, I have an incredible, I feel like a real weenie, is when I see both the men and the women in how hard they work and how tough they are. And you look at the focus of their lives is just a lot more focused on the basics of life than my focus is. The basics kind of take care of themselves, it seems like.
It's just another reminder of how simple life can be. And, in America, it's so easy to get caught up. We forget our cell phone and we have to turn around and drive home to get it because we're like, how can we go without a cell phone or our watch? Here, you don't really need to know what time it is, or it's just such a great reminder of, most people would look into the jungle and say, these people have nothing, they're poor, they don't have the stuff, which in America we have all that stuff. And especially the last 4 years traveling in high schools, I've seen how detrimental that stuff can be. Our kids have things and TVs and cars and cell phones, and they're missing the heart knowledge, and that's what will make you happy. It's like Steve said, we need to be sharing that people need to have something to love and something to do and something to hope for. And the Wadani people, they have all those things. You always see them. They've always got something that they're working on, and seeing how they interact with each other, and it's just amazing. I love it out here, just not knowing what time it is and not having to have an agenda for the day, just going with whatever comes along. I think that's a great way to live life.
During my time living down here, I got to realize that there were so many things that people had done to help the Waodani that really hadn't helped them. They would come in and build a church building, or they would come in and have a baptism service where they'd baptize some of the people without knowing them, without having lived with them, without really knowing, is this person really living for the Lord, or does he just want to be baptized? So in a lot of ways, those things would undermine the church. When a group came out and built the church building, what the Waodani read from that is, the church buildings that you guys have been making are not good enough. You need to make it like this, and the Waodani couldn't afford to do that. They didn't know how. They didn't have the chainsaws to make the boards. They didn't have the chain link fence to put on the windows. They didn't have the tin to make the roof, so they couldn't make a church of their own, so they stopped. So when we came here, I think there was a church in one village, and that was it. We didn't come as missionaries, we came as family. And that's how they asked us to come. And we never felt like missionaries, but just like an older brother will come along, or somebody who has expertise will come along to a family member and help them with things, with troubles they're having. That's the way it was. That's what we were doing. But what we came to do is to encourage them to want to be more independent, to encourage them to want to learn to do things that missionaries have been doing for them.
Lots of people come back from short-term exposures and say, that was a life-changing experience. I hope that this really will be a life-changing experience, not just in word, but that it will change their life, the way they perceive their own world, the way they perceive the people around them, and the opportunities for ministry that they have right where they live, and that they'll perceive the value of indigenous people and their special abilities, so that they won't be part of this professional missions attitude towards people, that we need to be the ones to give everybody and do for everybody and support everything for everybody all the time, everywhere.
How happy they are, how friendly. I mean, they're just sitting over there right now. They're just laughing. I have no idea what they're talking about, but they're cutting up. These people are all smiles all the time. It just seems like I'm amazed at how satisfied and content they seem to be. And I mean, they're so friendly and so helpful. And when we're eating dinner, I mean, it is like I just sit down and bam, I've got food.